Warning, shocking revelation from the Virgin Mary, her urgent message, welcome back, everyone. I hope your day is filled with the abundant grace of Christ. We are grateful for your presence on this channel, and we sincerely hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay updated with all the latest insights. Join us on this journey and watch until the very end. There's so much more to discover. In a world where uncertainty and chaos seem to prevail, the Virgin Mary offers humanity her unwavering love, guidance, and protection. Her most recent message from Medjugorje shines like a beacon of light, providing divine direction and urging us to return to the essentials of our faith, rooted in love, prayer, and hope. This message, full of profound insight, serves as a loving warning to each of us, urging deep reflection on our lives and the state of the world around us. The message speaks directly to the hearts of all believers, encouraging us to rise above fear and embrace the call to genuine faith and unwavering love. Mary challenges us to open our hearts and turn away from the fleeting distractions of the material world. She calls us to recognize the timeless values of our faith and live by them in the midst of the storm. A key part of Mary's message focuses on the protection and strength she prays for on behalf of Pope Francis and the Church. Her message is a reminder of the unity and power of the Church, urging all believers to support our spiritual leaders through prayer and stand together in faith, seeking divine guidance in all that we do. In her message, the Virgin Mary also addresses the widespread degradation of innocence and the increasing prevalence of moral corruption in society today. The message calls attention to the alarming disconnect between the divine and humanity, urging us to reflect on how far we have strayed from God's will. She asks us to unite in prayer and brotherhood, to use the strength of our faith to overcome these moral challenges and turn our hearts back to God. Mary emphasizes the power of prayer, the Eucharist, and the Rosary as our strongest defenses against the trials and temptations we face in today's world. These sacred practices are not merely rituals. They are deep, transformative acts of faith that unite us with the divine and serve as our spiritual armor. In times of hardship, they shield us from darkness, guiding us toward the light of Christ. The message calls us to take deliberate action. We are encouraged to pause and reflect on our lives, to examine our actions and decisions, and to work diligently to uphold the core values of our faith. Now is the time to recommit to prayer, to strive for holiness, and to live out our faith with conviction. The Virgin Mary's urgent call is not just for reflection, but for transformation, both in our personal lives and within the world. Let us heed this call and come together, trusting that through prayer and love, we can overcome the challenges that lie ahead. Compassion and love, these are the powerful calls to action that resonate deeply in the heart of the Virgin Mary's message. She urges us to live out our faith in a way that goes beyond ritual and into genuine service to others. In a world teetering on the edge of chaos and despair, we are called to be rays of hope and vessels of divine love. This is not just a plea for personal transformation, but for collective awakening, urging us to become active instruments of peace and faith in the midst of global turmoil. Mary's words are filled with forewarnings, not meant to frighten us, but to prepare us spiritually. She speaks of natural disasters, earthquakes, unexplained illnesses, and global conflicts that will unfold. These are not meant to be feared, but to serve as poignant reminders of the fragile nature of the world we inhabit. Through these trials, we are reminded to place our trust in God, our ultimate protector and guide. In a world that is rapidly changing and increasingly uncertain, the call to trust in God's protection and sovereignty has never been more critical. The Virgin Mary highlights three major threats that humanity faces today: the corruption of innocence through lust, the decline of religious vocations, and the erosion of moral foundations. These issues lie at the heart of the struggles that afflict our society. Lust, in all its forms, seeks to undermine purity and virtue, while the loss of religious callings threatens to leave us without spiritual guidance. The destruction of sacred values and morals creates a void, one that only prayer and deep faith can fill. It is only through these that we can hope to overcome these challenges. Mary also speaks of a time when divine justice will be enacted, a purification of the earth to drive evil into the depths of the abyss. This period of purification, though daunting, carries with it a message of hope. As prophesied by Our Lady of Fatima, divine light will pierce through the darkness, no matter how thick it may seem. Darkness will never overpower the light of God's love and truth. This message is not a warning for the Church alone, but for all of humanity. It calls for vigilance and a united front in the battle for morality and holiness. It urges us to stand firm in faith, protect the innocent from the dangers of lust, and cultivate and nourish the sacred vocations that bring us closer to God. Together, through prayer and action, we can safeguard the future, ensuring that God's love and light shine brightly in a world desperately in need of both. The prophecies shared by Our Lady of Fatima, and more recently by visionary Manola Strix, align in a call for preparedness. They highlight the assaults on holiness and moral integrity that we must face, urging us to remain steadfast in faith and in our commitment to protecting what is sacred. Through faith, we will find our strength, and with God's help, we will navigate the storm. His light will triumph over the darkness. Let these words stir your heart. Let them be the inspiration that propels you forward with courage, unity, and unwavering faith. Together, under the guidance of Mary, we can overcome the difficulties of the future, standing firm in the light of God's eternal love. In the midst of the spiritual battles we face, prayers stand as our most powerful weapon. The Virgin Mary's message urges us to rely on the sacred pillars that keep us grounded in faith: the Rosary, the priesthood, and the Eucharist. These are not just traditions or rituals. They are essential forces that provide the strength, direction, and fortitude we need to navigate through the challenges of the world. They act as anchors, securing us in God's love and guiding us toward the light of truth, even when the darkness seems overwhelming. The Rosary, in particular, is a potent tool, a shield of protection, and a source of immense grace. Through each prayer, we unite ourselves with the heart of Mary, whose maternal love and intercession are constantly at work in our lives. The priesthood, too, is a critical pillar. Priests are the bridge between us and God, entrusted with the sacred duty of leading us to the Eucharist, the very body and blood of Christ, which nourishes our souls and strengthens our spirits. But there is more. Penance is a vital practice that the Virgin Mary highlights in her message. Penance is not just a ritual, it is a profound act of humility and repentance. It cleanses us of sin, allowing us to draw nearer to God. Through penance, we align ourselves with God's will and open our hearts to the transformative power of His grace. While this practice demands sincerity and humility, its spiritual benefits are immeasurable. It helps us grow in virtue and prepares us for the challenges that lie ahead. The message also calls on us to share the light of hope with others. Despite the trials we may face, we are called to trust in God's divine direction and discover the inner light that He has placed within us. This is not just about our personal salvation. It is about sharing that light with everyone we encounter, spreading compassion and love to a world in desperate need of both. We are not meant to walk this journey alone. We are invited to build a community united by faith, prayer, and the strength that comes from God. In this context, the Virgin Mary asks for our participation in this larger spiritual family. She encourages us to join in daily prayer, not just for ourselves, but for one another. By leaving our names for daily prayers, we become part of a vast network of believers who are all seeking the same divine grace and protection. We are reminded that, though we each walk our own path, we are all part of a greater family, bound together by the same faith and love. As her message draws to a close, the Virgin Mary offers a blessing, invoking God's protection and divine grace upon all of us. She invites us to embrace our faith fully and to trust in the guidance and love that God and His Mother offer us. This message serves as a reminder that, no matter how uncertain or tumultuous the world may be, we are never alone. With prayer, the Eucharist, and the Rosary as our spiritual tools, we have everything we need to stay the course and overcome the obstacles that come our way. The Virgin Mary's message is indeed a ray of hope, a beacon of light in these uncertain times. It encourages us to take a step back, reflect on our lives, and unite in prayer, asking for God's protection and guidance. As we face the world's challenges, we are called to strengthen our faith, live with compassion, and lead lives filled with love. May we find peace and security in the divine love of the Virgin Mary, strengthen our unwavering faith, and clarity in our prayers. Thank you for watching until the very end of this video. What are your thoughts on the message we shared today? Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to receive notifications whenever a new video is released. We also encourage you to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your reflections and thoughts.